Pete, what we wanted to talk about first was there were just a couple of companies that came out right as the Next Gen GA Fund was announced to not only endorse but indicate that they were going to be getting involved in this in a big way.
Right.
FreeFlight, no slouches. You guys got on the bandwagon right away, but then again, you guys have been working on a number of adoptive technologies right from the get-go. Let's face it, you've certainly pioneered a lot of the inroads into ADSB technologies and done a really good job on educating the public here. So here's your chance. Why Next Gen GA? Why does FreeFlight think so highly of this program? What are you expecting out of this?
This is really a great program for folks that are looking to upgrade for ADSB, and it's not only just for ADSB, which is really the cool part about it. If you are doing or planning to do a full panel upgrade, if any component of that upgrade has to do with next gen technology, they're going to actually provide funding for you for the entire upgrade.
And this is something we just discovered today that kind of went ding.
Yep. The other thing that's cool about this is that you don't have to use your aircraft as collateral.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is financing that's available without having that collateral in place.
Okay.
So you could do, for example, if you wanted to put new glass panels in, you wanted to put new radios in, you want to put new whatever you want to put in for new, and then an ADSB product for a small amount of money, they'll finance the entire program for you.
Okay. How did you come into contact with the Nexa Capital people and with AEA? What was your introduction to this? Did they solicit your opinions and your insights into how this should be put together?
It's something that we were actually put in contact with, I believe through the FAA put us in touch with those folks. And it was something that we knew that was coming, and when they started getting a little bit more serious about their conversations and they started putting the pieces together, we knew that it was something that we at FreeFlight needed to be a part of with the focus of our technologies on the ADSB front.
Pretty neat stuff that we've had. We talked almost an hour today, both to Michael Diamond from Nexa Capital as well as John Usakai from Aspen, who's also endorsed the program. And we're beginning to understand why there's so much excitement from the AEA segment, and especially from the organization itself. Where do you see your immediate impact in implementing what this fund can represent? How are you going to be communicating this to your potential customers, and more important, to the folks that are installing your gear? It seems to me if we're going to have 157,000 airframes that are potentially updatable over the next 6 years, somebody had better be pushing along real quick.
Right, so it's one of the things that we're talking about everywhere. Anytime we're doing a seminar, which we do a handful a month, we do online webinars on a monthly basis, we're out meeting with folks in person. It's definitely one of the big things that we're talking about, and it really opens up the opportunity for a lot of folks that were under the impression that they were probably going to have to sell their airplane instead of upgrading because ADSB was so unachievable for them. So this is opening up an opportunity for a lot of those guys to keep their aircraft, do the upgrade, and continue to fly and enjoy the aircraft that they've had for years and years. So it's a big effort for us to get the information out there with, whether it's ADSB education, whether it's mandates around the radar altimeters that are out there right now, whether it's talking about Nexa Capital. A big focus for us is to educate people and get that information out there and give them the tools that they need. Once they're educated, the good news is we also have the solutions that will solve the needs for them as well.
One of the things that we brought up, and we kind of put John Usakai on the spot, is what is FreeFlight prepared to do to empower your dealers, your installers, your partners to be able to be, one, educated to be able to get this gear installed as efficiently and as quickly as possible under the circumstances, but more important, build the innate knowledge among your installer and supplier base to be able to support the immense amount of work that could be coming their way in the next few months.
So we've actually been trying to educate the dealers for about 2 years now that there's going to be a big spike.
Yeah.
We're not sure exactly when it's going to be. When you talk to different people, everyone's got a slightly different opinion on when it's going to be, but we all know that it's coming. And I think over the past year and a half or so, the dealers are finally starting to agree that that's definitely going to happen. This is a thing that is actually happening. So a big focus for us here at the AEA this week has been technical training. We did a 4-hour session yesterday, all on ADSB, and we're also exploring the idea of doing regional technical trainings in select regions around the country where we can invite a bunch of dealers to one central location and provide that training for them as well. Additionally, we also do webinars and technical training online.
I was about to say that there's some real interesting online implications here for training that might be real suitable to this particular task.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's a big, we actually have a gentleman, Brad Brunson, who works with us that is very focused on that, and he's got about 10 years of working on the bench with FreeFlight, so he has the cardinal knowledge that he has makes him an ideal candidate to be out there educating the technicians, because some of us on the sales team can't quite talk that technical talk that the technicians are looking for, and Brad definitely is the guy that can get that done for us.
No tech speak?
No tech speak, please.
I hear you. I'll be darned. Let's get over to FreeFlight. What's new over there right now? I know you were part of the MPI today and so forth. What's the latest and greatest from FreeFlight?
Latest and greatest is our full-up transceiver with internal WASP GPS and an internal transponder decoder.
Okay.
This is a box that has an AML STC on it that's about 450 different makes and models of Part 23 Class 1 and 2 aircraft. Meets the ADSB mandates. It is a simple solution, one box and a control head. So it doesn't require a lot of panel space, a small 2 1/4 inch ATI cutout. One of the things that really sets us apart from the competition when we're talking about ADSB equipment is we have a certified serial to Wi-Fi converter. So what that box is doing is taking the ADSB data that's coming in on the Ranger receiver and it's transmitting it out wirelessly to your iPad. So you don't have to worry about wires or batteries or any of that stuff in the cockpits, and still get all that data right on your iPad. Just by Avionics Master On, and that information is going to start coming alive for you once you're in range.
Interesting. One of the things that I've found to be an interesting puzzle, if you will, is when we start bringing these capabilities to the cockpit, there are a lot of pilots who don't quite realize what the potential is, what the technology really does for them. There's an outreach, in addition to all the other outreaches we've been talking about here, but there's one that really needs to be conducted for the pilot community, saying there really is a benefit above and beyond what you think you know about ADSB or what you think you know about this kind of data and so forth. FreeFlight has done a marvelous job with something called ATSB University. It's a very well done program. You've stepped out far more than most in regards to resolving a tremendous amount of institutional confusion about ADSB in particular, and a number of other avionics topics besides that. But what kind of outreach are you considering, or do you think necessary to let people understand that, yeah, you really need this, and yeah, it can really mean more to you as a pilot, more to you as an aircraft operator, more to you as a fleet operator, more to you as somebody who's operating in the system?
Really, it's getting out there and shaking hands and getting that information face to face with a lot of these people at events, like this for the dealers. It's great, Sun and Fun, Oshkosh, those events, and having those discussions with those people in person are great. And being able to drive them back, having a quick 5-minute conversation is not always going to get the job done. Mm-hmm. But being able to drive them back to the website and have them get on ATSB University and self-educate on that, then maybe that's going to drive a question that they didn't think of before, and then they can contact us. We can answer that question. I appreciate the comments on the ATSB University. It's actually, that's my baby.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm the
Nicely
voice on
done.
there, and I'm the creator of that.
It's funny, we did matter of fact, with Tim and with others and some of the AEA folks, trying to demystify the concept behind ADSB, especially when you started talking about ADSB in capabilities, out capabilities, what the network was going to do. All that people got digested was, you mean all that stuff I used to pay for, I may not have to pay for now?
Right.
Duh. But above and beyond that, it's the integration of that information. It's one filled swoop, one system, something that everybody can adopt and to a certain extent synergize across the entire industry.
Right.
That to me is the most exciting aspect of ADSB, is that we're going to have a quote unquote standard.
Well, it's not just going to be, it's going to be a global change. It's not just going to be a North American change, which is really something that doesn't exist today. I mean, you go anywhere around the world, radar is intermittent. ADSB is going to be a global thing that's going to make air traffic control safer globally.
Understood. What's next for FreeFlight? What's on the horizon?
Oh, there's always new and exciting things on the horizon. We're still finishing up some ADSB work. We're taking the transceiver that we have. We're actually going to de-feature the box to provide flexible solutions as well for folks that may want just the ADS-B in portion and a position source. They'll have that option. If they just want ADS-B out for a low-cost option, they'll have that option as well. And then we're looking at some solutions upmarket into the regional jets, into business jets, and really getting into the heavy metal side of it. I really think as we start moving forward and we start seeing ADS-B grab a hold here, I really think CPDLC for us with our position source for CPDLC is going to be a huge benefactor for those guys as well.
Well, Pete, I really appreciate your time.
Aero-TV's coverage of the 57th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Nashville, Tennessee, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. Small, light, and ADS-B compatible. The Sandia Aerospace STX-165 Mode AC transponder provides an uncommon value for today's aircraft. Check it out now at www.sandia.aero. Introducing Aspen Avionics' latest product, the Evolution 1000 VFR primary flight display. Finally, the freedom to fly as high as your aspirations. The Evolution 1000 VFR PFD is a flat panel glass display that increases situational awareness and safety in a flexible design that easily upgrades to an IFR PFD to meet your evolving flight needs. Make the smart investment in yourself and in your airplane with the Evolution 1000 VFR primary flight display. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics.